guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Diamond, and today's video we're gonna get straight to the point and pretty much talk about how my first travel experience has been. Yay! No, seriously, we're gonna get into it. I have my trusty dusty iPad, which is not really dusty, it's still cute, and we're just gonna get into it. So this is really for people that actually care. If you do care, if you're a new travel nurse or wanting to be a travel nurse, or you just like nursing content, period, this is for you, I guess. So, I am an OR nurse. I have been an OR nurse. Dang, it's about to be 3 years in July. It's going to be 3 years. But I have been an actual nurse since 2021. So, obviously, I've been doing nursing a little longer. But OR specifically, 2.5 years. Because we're not quite at July yet, obviously. So, and then before that, I did L&D. Loved L&D, but needed a change. And then I did med surg before that. So, yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much a little background about me. But before I left, I was at like my 2-year mark, and I worked at a hospital in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I am from originally Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I went to school at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and that's where I got my nursing degree, my bachelor's degree. So after that, I went straight to working in Winston, and I stayed there, and I switched jobs each time. I never left it. So it was the only one hospital I have ever worked at, which was in Winston. So at my 2-year mark, pretty much a little bit after that, November is when I left. I took the month off, which I'm very grateful I did. I needed that time. Spent Thanksgiving and Christmas off, and then started here at this travel job in the 1st of January. So I actually started, I want to say the 6th of January, but I came up here January 1st, moved here. So I moved to Chicago, and I have been here ever since. Okay, been here ever since. So that's pretty much like a little bit of background about me, and where I've been, how I got here, and yeah. So let's just talk about the current assignment that I'm on. Maybe later I'll talk about the travel company I'm with, but not quite. Well, you know what? I don't even care. I'm with Aya, okay? I'm with Aya. So that's the company I went with. I also did do referrals for Host Healthcare as well, but I ended up really liking my recruiter. It was a referral, so if you need a recruiter, contact me, let me know. But I liked my recruiter. My friend referred him to me, so he has been great, phenomenal. I initially wanted to stay close in North Carolina for my first contract, but the rates were not rating in North Carolina, and this has to be worth something to me because I am trying to buy a house. I'm trying to have these goals, and I'm not getting them while being staff as well. I was not getting the pay that I needed while being staff in North Carolina. It was actually hindering me, and I ended up packing all my stuff up, and I put it in storage, and I lowered my cost of living. So yeah, but anyways, back to the job that I'm currently working. And the contract, my first contract that I signed, I am kind of working at a surgery kind of center description of a job title, I would say. It's Monday through Friday, 7, which I get there at like 6:30. 6:30, I get off at 3:30 every day, Monday through Friday. I do not work weekends. I do not work holidays. And I do not have any call here. So it's phenomenal. Honestly, I do like the job. The job has taught me more new skills. It is a little bit of a lighter workload that I'm used to, but I'm also used to working 11 to 11, and I'm working 12. So yeah, the job has taught me more about like eye surgery and GI, which GI is not typically a part of the OR. And then I've done more gynae, and what else? Done some Botox stuff. Oh, I've done more local cases. So I'm not really used to local cases where just being like 2 nurses in a room and no like anesthesia and stuff. So I've done a lot more local cases, which I did not have experience with. So I did not come from a hospital that had level 1 trauma experience. So This hospital does not either. So I still need that. I still want that. But this is a start. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, the workload is not heavy, but there is heavy drama, and I have like I have to talk about that. We'll talk about that when I no longer work at that hospital. But just know there is tea, and so much unnecessary tea. It's like, I guess because there's so much downtime, people just love to create chaos. It's like, let's make something out of nothing. So that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, we'll spill the tea once the job is done. Don't worry. But yeah, one thing I will say though, working like Monday through Friday, I hate waking up early, but I've gotten used to it a little bit more, and it's helped me create like a routine, which is good. So, and speaking of that, I kind of want to get into like my overall experience in living in Chicago, because it's different than North Carolina, obviously. First of all, let's talk about the weather. Ghetto.
The ghetto.
Straight. You know, and so many people asked me when I first started, like, you knew it was cold? Like, yeah, I knew it was cold. I knew January was the coldest month. I did not care about that because I was like, well, I won't be outside as much if it's cold, right? Like, that was my idea. Like, I'm trying to save money. You know what I'm saying? It won't be that bad. New perspective. Totally new perspective. I used to think that 30-degree weather was cold. 30 degrees is not bad, okay? 30 degrees is a good day here. It's 20 and below, okay? 20 and below. Negatives, which we don't even get in North Carolina. We don't get negatives. Yeah, I will never be back here again until the summer. You ain't got to worry about me, Craig. Not voluntarily, okay? So, yeah, just a whole new perspective. I don't even complain about 30-degree weather now. I'm like, oh, it's cold. Yeah, but, you know, me in North Carolina would be like, oh, it's so cold. Let me get in my car. Yeah. So that's that. Another thing, back to the not having a car thing. In my mind, when I was in North Carolina before I left, I said, oh, I don't want to drive my car up here. I should be fine just taking the bus and the CTA, the train. No, I wish I had my car. Like, granted, I'm glad I didn't put the miles on it, and I am glad that I did what I did. I do not regret it, but I wouldn't do it again. I would have my car. Any other assignment, I gotta have my car. That's just not gonna work. Sorry. And I like that I don't have my car right now because it makes me walk. It forces me to walk. But like, for example, like when I go to the grocery store, I have to walk with groceries. I have to DoorDash water, you know? Like, just simple things. And not even that. Like, January was the coldest month. There was like 1 week I took an Uber every single day to work. Every single day. Granted, it wasn't that much. The Ubers were like $8, but it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is, like, I'm just wasting money. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if that was the best idea, but for the most part, on the good days, I do go to work. I take the CTA, and some days I'll take an Uber. You know, some days you just don't feel like doing it. But for the most part, on the warmer days, 20 and above, that was my rule. If it's 20 and below, I'm taking an Uber. If it's 20 and above, I'm going to take the train. I had to come up with something for myself. So that was my little thing. So, yeah. Never again not having a car, though. Especially, like, for grocery purposes and just, like, even going to the gym. Like, it would save me more time if I had my car versus, like, taking public transportation. Or even, like, I walk to the gym now for my job, which is, like, a 30-minute walk. Old me would have been like 30 minutes, but new me, I'm gonna do my little 30-minute walk and it's fine. So I don't know, I have changed my perspective, and it makes you appreciate really having a car and having things that you have in life. And not saying I didn't before, but it truly does when you don't have it. So, and you're tired of being cold. And I'm gonna have to like make another video on the things I bought that are essential if you do a travel assignment in the winter like me. Okay, then I'll say one last thing about living here and my experience. I will say that as a person that's from North Carolina, that's from the South, I feel like I've got a very much a clarity in terms of living in a city with my future. Because I do want to have kids, I do not believe that Chicago will be a place for me personally to raise my kids here as a person that came from the South. And I say that because I could not imagine my kids playing out on the street. I just think it's a lot of dangerous things that come on in Chicago. Like, even my perspective of me taking the train, like, I was like, oh, I'll just take the train, this, that, there. You have to be careful on the train. Not even that, in Chicago, period. Like, people have wheel locks, people have, like, steering wheel locks. I've never seen that. We don't do that in the South. So just like the concept of just having to be overly cautious here, because you have to make sure nobody's trying to hurt you, hijack you. There's killings and stabbings and shootings and just a lot more here than it is in North Carolina. Not saying that stuff doesn't happen, but it just makes you overly cautious. And I would be so terrified to have my kids growing up and having to have that mindset. I just kind of like North Carolina. Not saying you don't have to be cautious, but it's just a different level of, I don't even know. Like, you have to have a more awareness. Not saying I didn't have awareness before and like safety and stuff, but you got to be on 10,000 here, because things will go left in a hot second here. Like, you got to be ready. And I don't like that. Give me back my Southern hospitality and I'll take that. So I realized I don't want to raise my kids here. So come to visit. Yeah. Have a great time. I love the food here. There's so many things to do. I wish I could take all that, put it back in North Carolina for some more, like add on to North Carolina more and just get that. Because I want my safety, you know. I know what I'm getting into there. So here, sometimes cards a little scrambled. And then let's go ahead and wrap this video up. So I'm really just going to talk about the advice that I have for new travelers or people considering traveling. Like, some people will say, is it worth it? For me personally, it was worth it. I would say it was worth it because, for example, I'm not going to say my pay, but I will say that I was getting paid every 2 weeks. I get paid weekly. And the paychecks that I was getting back at my old job, I was working an extra shift or two, so an extra 8-hour or an extra 12 or something like that, just to make what I'm making weekly. And that's weekly. So yeah, it's worth it for me. And I don't have expensive living arrangements like this. I'm renting this room. I don't rent the whole entire place. I do have to share. So I have a few roommates and I have to share a bathroom. Do I hate it? Yeah. I miss my own space. But I've saved so much money just living below my means. So yes, I go out in Chicago, but I don't go out every weekend. I don't go out that often. I go to the gym more than I go out. That's another thing too. I don't order out because DoorDash is expensive and it's a lot to get groceries, like I said. So I get what I need and that's it. I'm not doing the fast food and all that. So it's kind of helped me lose a little weight. So yeah, do that if you're going to travel. If you're going to travel, try to lower your expenses so that way it makes it worth it for you. Like, it's got to be worth it. If you're going to be making the same money and paying the same money at home, that's another thing. I don't, have the extra expenses, what I'm saying, that I had before. So if you're going to cut down on some of your expenses, some of your housing, like I had an apartment, got rid of that, living with my mom technically. So, what I'm saying? I don't have as much expenses, like a 2-bedroom apartment versus a room. Okay. But also, advice in terms of the job. People are going to find something to complain about. That's one thing I had to learn. I came in there so nice, so everything. And honestly, I was expecting more pushback. But instead, when I got there, I actually got a lot of friendly people. Pretty much everybody was very friendly. But that's what you have to watch for, because the reality is people will report you for the smallest things. It doesn't matter. But they will. So it doesn't matter how nice you are. People are going to have something to complain about or try to report about for you, especially in the sense of them not knowing you. It's kind of what threw me for a loop and something I had to learn. So yeah, pretty much trust no one. Take some time, figure out how the staff runs, and over time you will see who you can trust, if that's anybody, but assume you can trust no one. Second thing, it's okay to not know things. Me specifically, I said that I did not know certain things when I signed up for this job, and they still hired me. I was very honest about that. I was very honest from day one what I knew and what I didn't know. But I was also willing to say, I am willing to learn new things. I am still willing to learn new things. I want to learn new things. Like, I'm not just here just to keep doing the same things I was doing. No, I want to learn new things if you allow me to learn them. So understand that you may not know everything, but people will expect you, especially staff, to know everything. Even if you've never seen it, they still expect you to. Some people will not give you that grace and think you should have time. They don't think that at all. So they knew I was a new traveler. They knew I only worked at one hospital. And still some people feel like I should have known everything under the sun. And that's just not going to happen. You're not going to know everything. And you got to have time to learn their policies, their procedures, how they operate. And I wish people would give more grace with that and understanding that, like, now for me, they're like, I'm pretty sure like, oh, she's caught on. Granted, I don't know everything still, but oh, she's caught on for the most part. She's not asking so many questions, this, that, and third. Yeah, because all you had to do was give me some time, which people don't want to do. So, and I get it, because they're like, oh, you're a traveler, you're making more money, but anybody can go do that. I'm not stopping you from going to do it, but you're going to be in the same boat, because you're not going to know. I guarantee every person that does this is not going to know one or two things, at least. And you're going to have to learn. Sure, you're going to have to learn what the stuff is. There's no way you would know where everything is in the hospital. So exactly, you wouldn't know. You've never worked there. So, yeah. I did learn Cerner. That was another thing, if you know what I'm talking about. I was used to Epic, so I have learned Cerner, so I added that to my resume. I've added some stuff with eyes. Obviously, I don't know everything about eyes, but had never done eyes. Learn more about that. Learn with GI, so just learning new things. I'm loving it, honestly. So lastly, let's make sure. Contract ends for me April 4th, which I have a birthday trip next week, yay, which is why I got my hair braided. I come back on the 30th, something like that. I come back on the 30th, and then April 4th is the end of that week, pretty much. And then I start a new contract, which I am planning on extending, which I went through this decision on whether or not I wanted to extend or not. And I made that decision for myself, not because of, I had moments. You had moments where you have drama and you're like, I don't know if I want to deal with this. But not because of the job specifically, because the job, like I said, is not hard. It's just the drama that I hate. I hate drama that comes with it. So I extended because I want to be here, not because of that. I want to experience summertime in Chicago, summertime in the Chi, So, because I heard it's a vibe. And now, I got some friends. So I'm like, I met some people at my job that I've been out with. One girl, and she's great. So love her dearly. She's also a traveler, or what they like to call here, agency. So a time will be had. So I am going to be here till the first week in July. So I'm so excited to stay. And I will have to find new housing for the month of June. That's my only downside. But I am excited to see what the summertime holds. So if you stay here for this long, thank you so much for tuning into my video. I hope this does help somebody. I mean, it's my experience, so your experience may be different. You may love it, first off, but I believe that everybody will go through something. There's going to be one thing, or maybe a few things that people don't like that you do or that you're used to, and I just wanted to be the one to tell you it's okay. I had to go through it, and I'll go through it probably again. But that's not going to stop me, and neither should it stop you. So you'll meet somebody that's in your corner, and if not, honey, stack your paper and get out of there if you need to. But don't let nobody run you out of that hospital, because they ain't running me out. So all right, bye. Stay tuned for my next video. Smooches.